calendar, which we are using. This is the first of the month in the Gregorian calendar. And today in our calendar, it is Ubochi Afo. Tawo Ubochi Afo. Na calendar ndi Igbo. Calendar, our Biafran calendar today is Afo Day. And I want to inform you that we are at 102.1 FM on radio. 102.1 FM on radio. We are also streaming live on satellite and on various apps such as Radio Biafra and IPOB Community Radio. These are easy to download, easy to use, low data usage that you can download from any app store. We are also streaming live on our websites, ipob.org and radiobiafra.co. We are also streaming live on YouTube. That is Sunrise on Radio Biafra. We are also streaming live on Facebook. That is Sunrise on Radio Biafra and Radio Biafra. We are streaming live on these various platforms. Therefore, there is no reason why you cannot be part of this program this morning. And there is no reason why you cannot share this program with your family, your friends, and well-wishers. Now, since yesterday and day before yesterday, our people have been experiencing a lot of emotions. Since yesterday and day before yesterday. As I am speaking to you right now, there is a lot of emotions going on. I am not exempted from that, but I have to do what I have to do in order to put my emotions into check, in order to serve the people of Biafra this morning. And why do we have such flood of emotions? Why do we have so much happening right now in our bodies? Why is it that our brains are processing so many emotions at the same time? Why am I saying this? It is because a lot has been happening. A lot has been happening, and this morning I want to bring that to your attention. I want to bring all of these things, some of the things happening in our land to your. Before we go ahead with other things making news, I want to remind you that the Nigeria Army cornered off Aba. They cornered off various sections of Aba, and they have been abusing, molesting, and abducting our people. And their reason is that they said, according to them, that some soldiers were killed. Some soldiers were killed in Aba on the 30th of May. On the 30th of May. And that is the other side of the emotion that we have been feeling. I did speak about it yesterday. I did say that soldiers who agreed to come out on the road when there is a sit at home, securing the land, it doesn't make sit at home was going on. That on its own goes to tell you that there is an ulterior motive. The reason why they sent there was not to protect or to enforce. They have their reason, and their reason, I believe it is for them to be used as a target practice by others who they have given the contract to. Now, am I angry about this, the killing of soldiers? Am I angry about it? No, I'm not. Do I wish that the soldiers were not killed? Yes, I wish that the soldiers were not killed. Why do I wish that? Because killing of Nigerian soldiers is not the way of operation of IPOB. It is not how IPOB operates. If you listen to Nnamdi Kanu, if you listen to Mazi Chike Doziem, he was here a few days ago. If you listen to Mazi Chinasanworu, There has never been a mention where it is a confrontation between soldiers and us. We are not military. We must form military before we handle soldiers. We do not have such a system to handle soldiers currently. Therefore, any soldier talking about being killed by IPOB, that is false. And that goes back to the emotion that I said that I've been feeling, and also the reason why the soldiers were brought out in the first place. Now, let me finish with the emotions. Emotions, I have been feeling excitement for the 30th May, the Sussex, huge Sussex. It was so successful that the Nigeria government needed something to do in order to bring fear into the minds of our people. It was so successful that the Nigeria government became afraid, that Britain became afraid. They knew that they had lost all their powers. And how do you take power? By force. Therefore, they said, we must use force, we must use aggression, and we must make sure that the people pay for choosing life. That because when you sat at home on Monday, when you observed, not on Monday, on the 30th, when you observed thorough sit at home on the 30th, you were basically saying, I choose life. You were basically saying, I choose to honor myself. You were basically saying, I choose to be a survivor, not a victim. You were basically saying, I choose the deliberations over perhaps going to the moon, technological developments, advancements in medicines, advancements in science. These were the things you were choosing, because Nigeria is the opposite of it. Nigeria is a place where people are choosing the conversation of cattle, heathers, and farming. This is the conversation people are having in this century in Nigeria. This is the conversation the Nigeria government wants you to be having about allocation of land, giving your land to terrorists. How do you even have such a conversation? So when you sat at home that day, you were respecting yourself, you were respecting your ancestors, and you were respecting those who are to come. And they did not like that. So they said, well, that shows if you have respect for yourself, there is nobody you can be afraid of. And they said, okay, since that is the case, they needed to do something to put fear in you. They needed you to feel the price, to pay a price for what you did, a price for accepting yourself, a price for putting value on your life. And if you look at the way Nigeria government and Britain has been operating, that is how they have always operated. Every time you choose yourself, every time you do something good for yourself, they want to kill you, they want to abuse you, they want to put fear in you. Two emotions I have been feeling. I've been feeling sad because of our people who the Nigeria army abducted. I saw a report where it says over 200 of our people abducted by the Nigeria army. Over 200 of our people abducted by the Nigeria army. I saw a report there. Therefore, the feeling of excitement that is very, very sad. It is very saddening. Now, this murder of these soldiers, I do not like it, like I said earlier on. Okay, I do not like this murder of soldiers in our land because it doesn't bring anything good to us. There was a time it was happening at Olo, if I remember correctly, close to, not at Omaka, close to Omaka. And I said, if you are willing to go into gun battles, then make sure you finish the war. Any day you pick up guns, you must finish it. You don't stop on the road and go back. You don't decide, okay, I'm going to stop on the road and go back. The same thing is for what we are doing today, speaking the truth. Onyendu said he will destroy Nigeria, he will destroy the zoo with the truth. And since we have been up speaking the truth, there is no way to go back. There is no going back. You must speak the truth always. It is one of the cardinal points that Nnamdi Kanu made clear to us. One of the cardinal points on which IPOB stands. Therefore, knowing that we do not have the wherewithal, we do not have countries supplying us weapons like Nigeria is, we do not have the resources that Nigerians have, we do not have the capacity as a state actor that Nigeria has. We are a state actor, yes, but the capacity of weapons and all of that Nigeria has, and the recognition that Nigeria has, we do not have it. So we cannot go head on with army and only to kill two. Any day we decide to go head on with the army, it will be the entire Nigeria army, not pick up two, not pick up three on the road. It doesn't make sense. It puts our people in danger. Therefore, those people who committed such acts are people who are deliberately provoking an attack on our people. They are deliberately engineering, making sure that the ground is proper so that the innocent Biafran people will be attacked, will be killed, will be abducted, will be raped. And this is far away from IPOB. IPOB has come to save our people, and everybody knows. Everybody knows, including Nigeria government. They themselves knows. That is why Obasanjo founded Unknown Gunmen. It was Obasanjo who founded, the founder. When you talk about the founder of Unknown Gunmen, it is Obasanjo. Obasanjo founded Unknown Gunmen. And today, the Nigerian government have been using that Unknown Gunmen in order to orchestrate what more like what has been described as a false flag operation, where the same thing they did during the war, where they wore Biafra flag to go and kill people, kill innocent Biafrans, so that those people will blame it on Biafran soldiers. The same thing that they are doing. The Nigeria government is repeating, they are basically repeating their history, but we understand Nigeria. We understand how it works, and that is why recently they are talking about bringing back their anthem that was written by a colonizer. An anthem that was written by a colonizer. They are talking of bringing it back. Why would anybody care about the Nigeria army on a day that we are sitting at home? Why would anybody care about the Nigeria army on a day that we are sitting at home? A day that we have no care about them. They have been in our land molesting us. They have been in our land molesting us, abusing us. We haven't picked up guns against them. The day we choose to pick up guns, every single Biafran, I am sure, is ready, will be ready. Every single Biafran, I am sure, will be ready. Let me begin from here. On the morning, that same morning of 30th May, Nigeria, I received reports of Nigeria military flying all over Aba. That was when I knew there was a plan. Nigeria military was flying their fighter jet, their planes were flying all over Aba. Nigeria government, they were flying all over Aba. Now, why would they be flying all over Aba if they did not have intel? What was their reason for flying all over Aba? And after flying all over Aba, they still failed to curtail or to stop those who killed the soldiers. Okay, let's go to the killing of the soldiers. Remember that there is no evidence. The Nigerian army didn't actually bring out any evidence. There is no evidence that soldiers were actually killed. Let's even begin from there. There is no evidence that soldiers were killed. Yes, we saw videos of the criminals they recruited as unknown gunmen shooting sporadically with brand new cars and the rest of them with their faces covered. That is the way that Nigeria government used the DSS for the false flag of unknown gunmen. Remember that the DSS officer was shot by the police in Owerri, only for the uncovering that this unknown gunman is actually a DSS officer. Actually a DSS officer. And why did they choose the army? They choose the army because the Nigeria army is trained to kill citizens, to kill civilians, people who have done nothing wrong. So if they use the DSS against the army, they can now give order to the army and say, go and kill as much as you want to. Remember what happened in Okwama. Remember what is happening all over Nigeria. The Nigeria army are killers. So the plane was flying all over. Are they telling us that they did not have intelligence for that plane to be all over, hovering all over Aba? Is that what they were trying to tell us? That they had no intelligence for the plane to be flying all across Aba? And then the next thing we heard is that some soldiers were killed with no evidence. No evidence was given. And then they used that opportunity to block the roads in Abia State, block the roads in Aba, so that they could abduct our people. They could abduct. How is it that the military, with their private, with their jets and all of that, their fighter jets, could not? Is it that they were flying around for what? Is it that they did not know, they did not have intelligence of that attack? Or is it just a normal behavior threatening the peace and security of the people? What exactly were they hovering around Aba for? And then after that, they now came up with the news that some of them were killed. And then after that, they started abducting innocent people. Okay, let us say, for the sake of argument, because I do not agree that any soldier was killed, let's even begin from there. Let us say, for the sake of argument, that one was killed, or two, like they say. Because even the news they release is conflicting. Some say two, some say three. You don't even know what to believe anymore. Now, let's say for the sake of argument that some soldiers were killed. These innocent people they abducting, are they the ones responsible for the killing of these people? Are they the ones responsible for the killing of these people? The answer is they are not. Now, if they are not, why did the Nigeria army not go after those who killed the soldiers? If the soldiers were really killed, why did they not go after them? And now it goes back to the same thing. It has always been their agenda. Their plan is to be able to put fear in the minds of our people, to be able to put fear in the hearts of our people, because they saw how proud of our achievements are, because they saw that the whole world saw what we did, because the world got our message. They want us to be afraid. They want us to be quislings. They want us to go back in fear. But they fail to understand that all that they have done has only made us stronger. All that they have done have only encouraged us. It has made us stronger. It has made us bigger. It has made us more formidable. The Nigeria army is a murderous army. It is an army that is committed to the decimation of the Nigerian people. It is not committed to the advancement, to the security of the Nigerian the country they call Nigeria. What is the army doing out from their barracks? Actually, let us begin with that. What is the Nigeria army doing out of their barracks? Is it their responsibility to come out of their barracks on a day of lockdown? Is it what were they doing out? Let's even begin with that. Yes, we understand that it is Nigeria. This is a country. A lot of people need to find ways to fine-tune what they want to say. But these are just simple questions that must be asked. What were they even doing out of their barracks. Why couldn't they send the police to come out on the street if they thought, okay, there will be criminals that they, same government, appointed to cause chaos in our land, like the criminals of Ekperima? If they actually saw, okay, said, okay, this Ekperima, we are done with them now, we want to checkmate them, why did they not send the police? In the police, they have different departments, very armed to the teeth. Why did they not send the police? Why did they send the army? Because they understand that they have a mission. They understand what they were there to do is not, it is what they are doing today, abducting Biafran people. That has been the plan of the Nigerian army. That has been their game plan from the beginning. And now let me bring you this news from Icons News that says, Aba army attack, a false flag carried out to advance an ugly political agenda. Now it says, let me repeat this headline. It says, Aba army attack, a false flag carried out to advance an ugly political agenda. And it says, so many things have been said about what happened yesterday, 30th May 2024 at Aba, where there was a killing of soldiers at Obikabia checkpoint during the Biafran Heroes Day sit-at-home civil disobedience exercise. According to a viral video clip in the social media, the act was seen being perpetrated by some unidentified masked men. However, the Nigerian army in less than 24 hours made a press release vowing to fiercely retaliate for their soldiers killed in that unwarranted attack. And funny enough, they also accused the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and Eastern Security Network, ESN, of being responsible for the attack without carrying proper investigations. Meanwhile, the Abia state government is yet to conclude their investigations on the issue. This shows a wide gap in cooperation between the two government institutions on the matter. Notwithstanding, while the tensions are high, any critical thinker should understand the game the Nigerian government and their military played yesterday at Obikabia checkpoint in Aba. In their sinister game, they must have used their recruited gunmen to kill some Igbo brothers and other officers in that checkpoint so as to achieve the following. 1. Use the opportunity to turn Abia State into a war zone, create fear and tension in the state, and have a reason to mount more checkpoints every here and there in Abia. 2. Blackmail IPOB and NnamdiKanu before the international community by adding it to their criminal convincing instances to label IPOB a violent organization, which they consistently fail to achieve in the past. 3. To send a warning statement to Dr. Alex Oti's government over his hesitation to go after IPOB sit-at-home order in his state. 3. To demarket Biafra restoration by breeding distrust among the public, and especially those who are sympathetic to Biafra struggle. 4. To create unnecessary rift between the military and the Abia state government. This is to further punish Abians for obeying the sit-at-home order. Now, there are pertinent questions one must find answers to in order to understand the underpinnings behind the whole game, such as who sent these gunmen with flashy cars to attack innocent soldiers at the checkpoint. Recall that Abia state government announced on 29th that they are not after those appealing for a Biafra sit at home. Rather, are interested in an inclusive and meaningful efforts that will bring lasting solution to all agitations, unlike the Enugu state government that vowed to roll out security operatives to stop the sit-at-home order. Does this in any way suggest any justification that IPOB could be responsible for attacking the soldiers at the checkpoint? The answer is no. IPOB and Abia state government are not in qualms. However, Enugu State, where the governor threatened fire and brimstone, did not record any of such ugly development, but only in peaceful Abia State. It is important to note that the 30th May 2024 Biafra Heroes Day anniversary was never enforced by IPOB. IPOB only called for Biafrans to stay at home and remember their heroes and heroines past, who were victims of genocide against Biafra. There is no way IPOB could still enforce her 10th time 30th May Biafra Heroes Day remembrance. Biafrans accepted this as part of them and participated generously in it. The Nigerian government and military should stop blackmailing IPOB, ESN, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Recall that the Nigeria Army attacked Biafrans at their Kando Night Memorial Service last year, a night before 30th May 2023 Biafra Heroes Day, wounded many and killed scores of other Biafrans. Biafrans and those in Abia State should just apply caution to avoid the murderous Nigerian military who will begin their illegal arrest and detention around Aba environs. Now, every lover of freedom, every person with conscience must condemn the Nigeria army. This is not even how, even in a country, okay, let's look at a country like Russia, that recently we saw terrorists invade a gathering and killed people. What did the Russian government do? They made investigations. They even brought out camera evidence, footages. They carried out investigations. They had irrefutable proof, and they arrested those ones who were part of that attack. But look at the case of Nigeria. Look at the case of the zoo, how it is being handled. No investigation, because they have a script that has been given to them already. Therefore, they do not care about investigation. Actually, they hate investigation, because when they investigate, the result will be different from what is written on their script. So they always have to rush out to read what's from their script, forgetting that the president of Nigeria, who is still alive, Obasanjo, is the one who formed the unknown gunmen issue. Now, tell me, how can a country that sees itself as a democratic country be abducting people, use the army to abduct over 200 citizens? Over 200 citizens. Some of them to be killed, to be molested. They do not even care if you're a woman, if you're a man, if you're a child, if you're a boy. They do not care. This is the way Nigeria Army operates, and they think by so doing they will bring fear to the people. It is not possible. Everything the Nigeria Army is doing, they must also remember that these people they have abducted today, they have families, they have people, they have siblings who will also get angry. It is IPOB that keeps calming the people down and saying, no. We are not approaching this using violence, because referendum is a political question. It's a political question. It is IPOB that has been asking the people, let me ask you people, let me ask the world now, if the people, the citizens, decide to rise up against the army, who do you think will win? Do you think the army has any power over the citizens? It's because the citizens gave them the power. The day the citizens decide to be against the army, that day the army will crumble. They are able to blockade everywhere in Aba and abduct people, because these are innocent people. Innocent people. Why would those who committed, first of all, criminals, when they commit a crime, they leave that area. They leave that area to tell you that the army understands what they are doing. They are there to abduct people. Isn't this the same army that Reuters made a report on, that carried out over 10,000 forced abortions, over 10,000 babies aborted forcefully by the Nigeria army. Yes, it is the same army. Is it not the same army that just committed massacre at Okwama community? The same thing. Is it not the same army that went to Obibo and committed and massacred people at Obibo, closed down Obibo, massacring people for a month? Is it not the same army that has blockaded all over Biafra land and turned it into a hellhole? The same army. And it is the same army that is telling the people that their own members were killed and therefore they need to abduct over 200 innocent people. How do you trust such people? It is not possible. It is not possible. So let me bring out the points made from this news again. It says, one, use the opportunity to turn Abia State into a war zone. And how will they do it? By creating fear and tension in the state. When they create fear and tension like they have created now, like the tension they have created, fear they cannot create because we are done with fear. There is no Biafran that is afraid of anybody or anything. None. Anyone afraid right now is still does not understand where he or she is, because you all, every Biafran has been condemned to die. Therefore, what else are you afraid of when you are already dead? We are not afraid. Fear is what makes you make irrational decisions. And so far, everybody can attest that the decisions made by the Biafran people so far has been anything but irrational. It has been a very rational, calculative one. So you must understand there is nothing like fear in the Biafran people, and they will fail. They can only create tension in the states like they are doing now by abducting people, blockading the place. The same people who go to the north and beg terrorists who have no education, who have no understanding, beg them. They are the same people who come to our land to abduct innocent people, because these innocent people have decided a peaceful approach. Because these innocent people have decided that we want a democratic the democratic principles which Nigeria is supposed to abide by to be in place. Therefore, what is Tinubu doing in Nigeria really? Why is Tinubu hell-bent on the killings, on killing Nigerians, especially Biafrans? Why is Tinubu hell-bent on the destruction of the lives and properties of the Biafran people? Why is Tinubu hell-bent on destroying the lives and properties of Biafran people? Now, yesterday I read something yesterday, and I don't think it came out clear. Now, let me say this again. It didn't come out clearly. I have no idea why. After I had finished this particular topic, the other topics came out clearly, and I do not know why. So I hope right now it is coming out clearly. This is the reason why we must download IPOB Community Radio and Radio Biafra, because listening from Facebook and these social medias, they usually have a problem, especially with our information. Now, let me say this to the whole world. Any country that consistently breaks its own laws and international laws with impunity poses a significant threat to civilization. Just like what the Nigeria army is doing, this is a threat to civilization. Why is Nigeria army abducting people from their homes when they claim that some unknown gunmen killed people? If their identity is unknown, why then do you have intelligence department in Nigeria? If the intelligence department could not understand the identity or could not identify these people, why then are you abducting people? It doesn't even make sense that you, at one hand, say you did not identify those who committed a crime. You call them unknown gunmen, and at the same time, you identify that they are IPOB members, and you go abducting innocent people. You see that Nigeria does not make sense. This is the country that Tinubu wants to sustain. This is the country that your politicians want to sustain. And it is a threat to civilization all over the world. Such actions, just like Nigeria is demonstrating, is a clear disregard for their obligation. The Nigeria army is obligated to save and protect the lives of the people, but they are the ones to undermine the people. They undermine the credibility of the democracy they say they practice. They undermine the credibility of the nation. They undermine the credibility of the government of Nigeria, both in their local arena and on international stage. The actions of this Nigeria government and the actions of Nigeria right from inception is a clear example of rascality. This they have shown to the world when they broke international laws and committed the crime of extraordinary rendition by abducting Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya and bringing him to Nigeria. And today, this Nigeria keeps committing crimes against those it considers its citizen. How can such a country keep going on? When will it stop? When will this nonsense stop? Therefore, the international communities must rise up against Nigeria, condemn the zoo for what it is, a crime against humanity. Nigeria have signed several treaties. They have made agreements to uphold international norms. They have willingly committed itself to upholding the rule of law and continue the protection of Nigerians. Yet they continue to bastardize the rule of law, to destroy it. They have continued to subject the judiciary, which is supposed to be a different arm of the executive, the different arm of the government. They have subjected it under the executive. Now those who control the judiciary are those in the executive. The judiciary is no longer the last hope of the common man. It has become an arena where they play their games. The judiciary is not for the interest of Nigerians. That is why the Nigeria army can go and abduct whoever they want, because there is no justice. Justice is dead in Nigeria. There is absolutely no justice. The government has committed itself to the destruction of the laws of Nigeria, and they have gone way out of Nigeria to destroy laws of the international community. There is absolutely nothing like rule of law in Nigeria. Nothing like rule of law in Nigeria. They have destroyed their commitment to the people. There is no commitment to the people anymore. They say they are there to serve the people, but they are there to destroy the people. They are there to destroy the people. They have continued from where the colonialists left off. They have continued on walking on the steps of colonial rule, the imperial rule. They have continued to kidnap innocent people, to kill innocent people, to rape people in Nigeria, imprison them arbitrarily. And today you can see it happening in Aba. You can see it today happening in Aba. The Nigeria army abducting people. Over 200 so far abducted by the Nigeria army. Where else could such a thing happen? Only in Nigeria. And the world is quiet. And the world tells us that they are moving the world towards a better place, that they are fighting for the world to be better. We clearly do not see it. You are definitely sitting from where I am sitting. We are clearly having a conversation of the world from different perspectives, because you have failed to keep Nigeria in check. You have failed in your commitment in the international space to be able to curtail the excesses of Nigeria. When Nigeria signed treaties in the international space, they are committing themselves to you, they are committing themselves to America, they are committing themselves to Brazil, they are committing themselves to Russia, they are committing themselves to Namibia, they are committing themselves to all these countries that they signed these treaties with. But you guys have kept quiet and you guys have allowed Nigeria to get away with anything. No wonder people in Nigeria can be kidnapped by the government and the world is quiet. Today you are talking about Palestine and Israel. Today, even African leaders are talking about the killing happening in Palestine and Israel, whereas it is happening here and they are quiet about it. Why is this the case? I am calling on international leaders to recognize what is happening in Nigeria. Genocide is going on as we speak in Nigeria, and the leaders of Nigeria are supporting it. The leaders, even those that they have forced on us as Igbo leaders, shame. What a shame. What a shame. It is a huge shame. What a shame. What a shame. How can anybody ever have conscience to come out tomorrow and talk about justice? How is that possible? How is that possible? I want to go on to bring to you another part of the news. What we have a lot going on now because they have seen your success. They have seen your success. That is why a lot is happening. I want to bring to you a report from somebody who witnessed the abduction of this is a video, so I can't show you video here. This is a radio station, so let me play you the clip. This is let me see if the clip is even message.
See it.
That is actually a video, and